And once again joining us is James Cravero and Kevin Mackie, and with them are writer-publicist Ann Leighton and singer-songwriter Jann Klose, who are two of the individuals who contributed their talents to Healthy Food for Thought, Good Enough to Eat. Welcome and thank you for being with us. So I know that the two of you contributed your respective talents to this CD. Tell us what you did and how you felt about it, how long it took, and what interested you actually in becoming involved in this particular project.
Sure, I did some poetry that I wrote a poem.
Okay.
And went to Triangle Studios in the Bronx and recorded it there, and then we, through the miracle of the web, emailed it to Kevin and Jim, and they put that on the album.
Oh, okay. All right. So, so actually, Ann's piece, Kevin, is part of that spoken word. Yes. with the music undertone, huh? That's great. And can you? And the poem addresses the issue, I suspect, of food.
It's about my love of salad.
Okay, okay, and its healthfulness.
Yes, yes, yes.
Outstanding. And Jann, I certainly know about you as well, and your long history of singing and writing, and the artists that you have worked with. But it's interesting, one of the things I'd like to share with our audience is a comment made by the Washington Post that does not often cover independent artists, but they felt compelled to write about you. And what they said, and I quote, says, "Klose wins over the listener with his soaring voice, which may well be a staple of chamber pop for a long time to come." I think that
was a pretty nice quote, yeah.
And you would accept that, certainly, yeah. Huh? So tell us, Jann, in this particular piece here, in this CD, what was your contribution, and how many pieces, if more than one, did you have in it?
I have one piece. I knew Kevin through Ann, who had introduced us a few years ago, and I contributed a song to another compilation CD that Kevin worked on called Serenity House. And then when this project came on, he asked me to contribute a song, and I said yes. And I picked one of the songs that I'd already released on my album Reverie, and it's called "Given to This Life," and we used that song for the Healthy Food CD as well.
And speaking of the album Reverie, that has earned additional respect as a singer, musician, songwriter, and someone with a new and viable slant on the music business at a time when the industry threatens to collapse under its own weight. Interesting to say. But now I know that, did you draw in any way for this particular piece any of your experiences in having lived in 3 continents around the world, Europe and Africa?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in, I was born in Germany, and I grew up in Kenya and South Africa, and then came to the States as a student. So I've seen a lot of different cultures and experienced a lot of different ways of food as well. And it always struck me that in the United States, school food really was an issue. And when I came to the States as an exchange student, the high school that I attended, I was coming from being raised on, home cooking at all times, really. It wasn't food that I wanted to eat when I came here and attended high school. It was not. No, it just wasn't. And but recently, obviously, this has become something that the public is becoming more and more aware of, which is great. And this project helps push that further along. And I think it's visionary of Kevin and Jim and Paula, Lizzie, and all the people that are involved with this album, to make it entertaining, because that's a talent that American culture has as well.
Without a doubt. And you talk about the entertainment portion of it, and I suspect, Kevin, and all of you, that that entertainment aspect of it is something that, to a great extent, I think has to be most appealing to the youth, at whom I suspect this CD is directed, to create that interest and make that connection to healthier eating. And no doubt what's contained in this CD certainly would inspire them or motivate them, if you will, to eat healthier and better, and connect that eating to a better life.
And it's through music and art.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something that parents can easily, like this CD, if they buy the CD, you know, it's only $10. You know, they can use this to educate their kids and themselves, probably. You know,
absolutely, and it's something to which they can relate, because after all, the youth of today, it's almost like music is, in some ways, it's almost the only thing that they relate to.
Yeah, I mean, it goes on.
It's the power of song. Music is a motivator. Art is a motivator. All the arts are something people can get involved with and see and visualize. And you can even draw a picture of yourself looking thinner, let's say.
Sure.
Or sing a song about that. And that helped me with the album as well. Just finding better foods to eat and learning, because I came a little bit smaller. I became a little bit smaller.
Okay.
From working on the album and
That's
other
great.
things,
That's
obviously.
Great. That's great. So it was an inspiration to you too, huh?
Yes.
That's great. Jan, I know that you're going to be performing actually on the, I think the day before the Grammys.
Yeah, I'm actually doing a show. I mean, I tour like all over, but I'm actually playing a show in the Bronx, which I'm really excited about.
On the 12th of February?
On the 12th of February in Riverdale at
Okay.
Anbiel Bacht,
Okay.
9 o'clock, and it'll be me and my bass player, Chris Maroff, who also plays on the track that's included on the album.
Okay.
And we're also performing at the CD release party for the Healthy Food for Thought CD, which is on January 28th.
And where will that take
at
place?
Peter Max Studios in Manhattan.
Peter Max.
Who did the artwork for the record.
Yes, yes. Peter Max, quite an icon.
Indeed,
in his world of art, without a doubt. As I mentioned earlier, big mustache, and that's his signature piece of his character, and the hats I think that he likes to wear as well. But so, is there anything else that? Where else will you be touring and performing?
Well, we are. I'm going to do some shows in California when I'm out there for the Grammys. I'll do a couple of shows: San Diego, Tehachapi, and LA. And then after that, we'll be doing shows in New York, and then we're going back out to the Midwest to do shows in Chicago and Cleveland and.
So you're all over
out there, yes.
That's great.
And he's fundraising for a new album.
I am indeed, yeah.
And he's halfway to the first goal already, and we haven't aggressively reached out to folks.
Really?
So
okay.
yeah.
And what's the genre of that album?
It's singer-songwriter pop.
Okay.
Yeah.
And will it be just you, or will you feature any other artists, the guest artists that will perform on?
Oh, there'll be some guest artists on it as well. Yeah, it'll be my band: Chris Maroff, Lars Podiger, Patrick Carmichael, Megan Maroff, and Leah Podiger, who play in my group, who also play who are on Given to This Life as well, which is on the Healthy Food for Thought. So it'll be that and guests, and it'll be great. I hope.
Well, I'm sure that it will. And finally, let me ask you. I imagine that as a result of this project and the contributions that each of you have made, as well as the other artists, that you're maybe somewhat encouraged that it will result in a better, healthy eating lifestyle for these kids.
I do. I mean, I definitely think it's part of a movement. I think that's happening. Of a new consciousness that's evolving, where people realize, putting what you put into your body will have an effect on who you are and how you feel, and if kids can understand that at a young age, I think it's related to so many things. It's related to education. It's related to the cost of health care. It's related to so many things, so it's very important.
I think one of the greatest challenges in that regard, in terms of our food intake, especially as a youth, is that the effects, the negative effects, if you will, or the positive effects of what they do take in, are not manifested immediately.
Yes.
That they're actually longer term. Yes.
If I may, the positive effects of eating right, within a week you start feeling much better. Your stomach feels a lot more, less congested, things like that.
And that's long term too.
Yeah.
Just like the negative, if you start with the positive, it affects you for the long term.
Yeah, even just adding 1 or 2 fruits a day and having maybe 1 or 2 less pieces of bread.
Well, that's something that I know is being introduced in many schools now. It's a change that is occurring. There has been, for whatever reason, some resistance to it, but it has been overcome, and we certainly look forward to having healthier foods for our kids in school so that they can have a better life, a healthier life. And as you said, residual effects impact a variety of issues. Number one of them being the cost of health care, so which seems to be prevalent in the news today.
That's a big discussion, but nobody talks about what we eat.
Prevention.
Prevention is really
Education.
take that a long way.
No, exactly. Well, I want to take this opportunity again to thank all of you for being with us. I wish you continued success, and really, I really look forward to having you back with a Grammy for this project. And again, we remind our viewers that Kevin, it's available on
healthyfoodforthought.com.
www.healthyfoodforthought.com is where you can go online to get your copy of this Healthy Food for Thought, Good Enough to Eat CD. Again, congratulations to all on your nomination, and hopefully it'll result in an award-winning project. Thank you, and continued success.